Molweni, welcome back to my channel. Today I bring you Makoti Diaries. It's been a minute, but you know, since of COVID and isn't njalo, it's been really hard for us to travel and go over to Transkei. So it's hard for me to have that kind of footage when we're not going anywhere. Plus, if you're new to my channel, I am pregnant currently. As I shoot this video, I am 28 weeks, but I think by the time this video goes up, I'll either be 30 or 31 weeks already, because I do shoot things in advance. But anyways, I thought today let's stick to the Makoti Diaries train and let's talk about uHota and tips and tricks I learned from that. Of course, I got married quite young. I was 22 years old or 23 years old when I got married. And guys, I had no idea what was happening. I've written everything down. And so when I was going to meet his family, I knew to just be humble, and whatever situation it's in, he stays in the village. I've never been raised in a village. I was raised in the city. I didn't know anything about uHota. I didn't know anything about uTsiki. I didn't know what happens next. I didn't know what was expected from you. I went to Elalini the very next day. We slept it down the first day. Next day we went to Elalini to start the whole tsiki process. I'll put up some pictures of it there. And I was just so confused. I was so pregnant. Guys, also I was 8.5 months pregnant. Like, I could have popped any time during that process. So in terms of uHota, when uTswaka mutsiki is not something that I had a true experience of, because I was so heavily pregnant when my husband and I followed through with it. So I also asked around a few of my married friends, and I asked for their tips and tricks, you know. Obviously uHota, I did get a lot of opportunity to do it afterwards, at events and imicimbi and all of that. So here I've compiled together tips and tricks on how to survive uHota. Let's start with number 1. Customize your outfits. Okay, so guys, find a designer. Find someone who's gonna make your outfits for you. And it's all good and grand that you go to a Downy, or you go to, you know, those places at down that have Makoti, where what I've noticed is that some of their stuff have really light material. It's light and it needs you to wear something underneath because it's quite see-through. It's nice if you invest in someone who's going to make you things. For example, you know it's January right now, right? You know what December you're going to need to go to the village because there's always things happening there. So you plan. So what I would do is I would make an outfit every 2 to 3 months, so that when I get there, I have my outfits for each day and I'm sorted. You understand? And when you build up early, you don't have to every year be making 6 to 7 outfits. You understand? Because if you start building up from early, then the more the years go by, the more you don't have much to buy, because you already have a nice storage of that. And also try to find a designer that understands your village and their rules. Remember, not everything is the same. As my designer is from Transkei, from Ngobo, so she knows all the rules of what Makoti wears. So I always go to her. She knows what colors I need to wear. She knows the kind of designs. She knows the length. Some other people will let you get away with just under the knees. Some people want you all the way to your ankles. So it's important for you to get someone who understands and knows. Okay, now we find out and make sure your designer understands, so that you don't get into unnecessary trouble, because some people are petty. They will hold that against you, okay? Number 2. Bring a friend or friends or uAunty, okay? So you know uHota, you know uHota on what day, you know uTsiki. Bring your friends. It would even be great if you bring friends who are experienced in being umakoti. You understand? Because they'll know the whole flow. They'll know what to do. They'll know how to hold conversations. They'll know what's expected. So you have someone who you're familiar with who's able to help you out, you know, who's able to be there for you and just make you feel more comfortable. If you can. Unfortunately for me, I couldn't, because my husband's village is 7 hours outside of Port Elizabeth. There was no way I would be able to have brought anyone. So I kind of had to just, you know, learn by myself and just, you know, and just see how everything goes. But bringing a friend, or even if you can, bring uAunty who can help you with all of that would be great. Guys, you must understand, this is 21st century. Not all of us are domesticated like that. You understand? Not all of us are cooking for 30 people on a normal day. It's overwhelming. It doesn't make you less of Makoti because you struggle with things. You know, there's different things we're doing. We're not just cooking for people on a regular and making tea every 3 hours. You understand? So just having that person who's going to help you out. Also, please be aware that if you're bringing a friend or friends to help you out, also be helpful to them. The only way you build this community that makes it easy for you to transition into being umakoti is if now you're giving as much as you're asking. Because if you're going to ask the Chomi to come with you and go help you, but now you have excuses or whatever, babes, it's not going to work out, hey? So you need to give and take. I mean, I talk for everyone when I say that's just a common thing we all should know about. Another thing is bribe the kids. In-source, bribe the kids. Make sure the kids, whether it is your nephews and nieces-in-law, whether it's abantwana baselalini, make friends with them. Make them like you. Because you know what? They're going to help you a lot. For me, I had small kids. My daughter was young, you know what I mean? When I went back again, I had another child. He was young, and sometimes I have to go and make tea, and like, I don't know people there. You understand? I don't know if they like me or not. I don't know who I can trust. But I know that if I can ask maybe those 13, 14, 15-year-olds to just come watch my kids for a bit while I take tea to uAunty, I feel comfortable. You know what I mean? And because they like me, I've given them money or I've brought them something, they're going to make sure they help me because they'll benefit or whatever. So whatever you do, try to make sure you get as many people on your side. If you don't trust the adults yet, that's fine. The kids the kids won't let you down. So bribe the kids, get them on your side. They'll be so helpful with everything that you need. That's what I've done. They absolutely love me there. Whenever I'm there, I buy them things at the shop, or I give them money secretly so they know about, you know, when she's here, we go and we help her because we'll get something, you know. Okay, so next tip. Number 3. Bring things from home that will help you. Okay. So when I speak about this, it's sometimes difficult to find utensils and appliances you're used to using at home, which just brings the whole discomfort. You want to be as comfortable as possible so that you can do what you can and you can be as helpful while feeling comfortable. Because remember, you're in someone's house. So one thing I always bring, lucky for me, my in-laws have everything. I'm talking there's so many stoves. So for me, I don't have to bring extra things. But one thing I always bring, or a couple of things that I always bring, is my own knife, because there's so many things happening in knives. It's just not like my knife that I use at home, you know. So I bring a couple of my knives that stay in my apron 24/7. I bring my own washcloths if I do, because those run out. There's different places, so abanye basezantsi, other people are on top, so there's different buildings within the land, so they're all washing dishes in all their different places. So a washcloth is really important for you to have. A dishcloth is really important for you to have. Bring several. One you'll wash with, one you'll dry with, in case it's not there. Bring your own spices, man. Especially when you get asked to cook something and you know how to cook. But sometimes when you're under pressure like me, they asked me to make soup the first time. Guys, I had to Google how to make soup. Why did I Google how to make soup? My mind went blank. I couldn't think. And I looked around. The stuff that I used went there but luckily my child was crying. She had a reaction, so I had to go to her, and by the time I came back, my sister-in-law had taken over. So lucky for me that was that. But I learned my lesson from there. But just bring your own stuff. Bring your own spices, bring your own knives, bring anything that brings home to you, so when you are required to cook or do those extra things, you feel, okay, I can do this, because you have your own things, you know what I mean? Also, some people's families don't have everything. Is dovu, all those big things, pots, you know. So you want to go there and kind of build up the stock that you'll be using. So one great tip that I got is start a stokvel if you can, with fellow Makoti friends or fellow friends or whatever. Just be in a stokvel and know that, okay, I pass by 6 ne? So in 3 months time, I'm getting something. Maybe it's pots. Maybe this year we're all gonna buy each other pots. So you know what I mean? So we do a stokvel and you get pots. The next time you get a gas stove, you know, next time. So start a stokvel to make things easy for you, so that financially you're not falling short, and you just keep buying big things, so that when you are then you're required to do things, you're comfortable, and there is enough utensils and equipments to help you get through with that. Okay, so I thought that was a great idea that I also got. Tip number 4: pre-plan meals you might have to cook. Okay, I know that's strange. Some people are just comfortable to just walk into someone's house and just start cooking. I, for one, had never cooked anywhere else besides my home and me and my husband's house. My husband and I moved in together when we got married. So in terms of upeka and all of that, when we were dating, my husband always used to cook, because I was on some, I'm a girlfriend, I ain't gonna do no wife duties. I'm joking, it wasn't that deep, but he was just a cooker. Because he's an athlete, he pre-plans his meals. So he always had those meal packs ready for himself. So I never really had to cook besides the oats or make like eggs breakfast. So it was never anything deep. So I never really cooked at anyone else's house, and it was a bit, you know, it was a bit tense for me. And secondly, now from cooking for 2 people, in my family we were 6 people, and then I got used to cooking for 2 because it was just my husband and I, to having to cook for 30 people or whatever. Guys, that's overwhelming. That is so overwhelming, especially man, it's like you don't even know, like, in measurements, you understand? I don't know, some people are comfortable. Nah, I wasn't comfortable. I was just like, so what's happening? So one thing I learned to do that always helps me is pre-plan. So I know, for example, the 3 staple breakfasts is meal, oats, and matapela, ne? Those are easy. I don't think you need to think about it. It's just easy things to put together. That's great. So I know if I'm asked for breakfast, it's one of those 3 things. Usually I'm told which one. I'm never, like, no one ever says, I get to decide, Makoti, what breakfast we're gonna have. No. If we're in the village, but if we're at town, it's really chilled, like extremely chilled. There I can make omelets, you know, I can make fruit salads, I can make muesli, I can do whatever. Let's just sit down, because everything is chilled, and my mother-in-law literally leaves breakfast up to me. So if I want to make them omelets and all those special things and pancakes, I can do that. But obviously in the village, you can't do that, man. Just give the people the food they want, you know. And then also lunch, if they ask you for lunch, what are you going to cook, you know? Bring also veggies, bring groceries. From the groceries that you buy, be aware of the stuff that you're bringing that you'll be able to use if you need to cook, you know. So pre-plan those meals. Write down 3 to 4 options or 3 to 5 options for each meal, so that if you are asked, okay, Makoti, Wednesday lunch so for 45 people, you look and you see, you look at groceries you bought, you look at what's there, you put together, and from your pre-planned meals that you had, you choose one that you'll do. Makes life so much easier for you, and you won't feel nervous, because you'll know what time you have to get up and know when to prep. And again, it's not like you're gonna be alone. The other people can help you out, but at least I also figure, oh, okay, I don't know, what do I do? You kind of know, you know. And of course, that's where your spices come in. That'll help you as well in making sure that the meal that you have in mind comes together and tastes the way that you want it to. Okay, next one, number 5. Number 5 is bring groceries and or gifts. Of course, we all know you can't go there empty-handed. I hope we all know that. I hope you all know that. I'm joking. But anyways, bring groceries. Guys, come on. Okay, if for example, my husband and I, when we got married, we didn't have a car. We would have to travel by bus to a certain Ituwa. Then from Ituwa, we'd have to travel to Engobo. So traveling with groceries would be a nightmare. So we'd take money with us. You understand? So we'd send money in advance or bring cash and give when we get there and be like, okay, this is our grocery contribution. If obviously now we have a car, it's easy. We just load things on and then we travel. But also gifts, guys. For me, the way I got my mom-in-law to kind of warm up to me quicker is bringing her a gift. Every time I go there, bring her something. Doesn't break the bank, but I listen to the things that she likes. She likes makeup. She likes taking care of herself. You know, she likes putting on BB creams and things like that. So I keep that in mind. And so when I go there, either I'm gonna buy her micellar water because she has to travel to East London to go buy it. So I'll buy a stock of maybe a bulk stock so she doesn't have to go there again. I'll buy her like the things that she uses to wash her face, like a cotton ball. So a little hamper with all the stuff that she uses, stuff. So small things, man. Just listen to what she says. Kind of suss her out. If you're not sure, bring a cute. I brought her, the first gift I bought her was a blanket because I wasn't sure like what she'd like. I bought her a really cute blanket. It had a bit of a print on it. I thought it was nice, especially for when she's sitting and watching TV in the lounge, chilling. She really, really liked it. So just bring that just to make sure, you know, that you kind of win her over. And every time you're coming, it's just that excitement of what is she going to bring me. But don't break the bank. Think in advance. So write a list of things that she likes, and then every time you go there, hey guys, I'm a list maker, so don't judge me. Every time you go there, you just check off what you've already bought her. It'll just make life easier. Okay. And then number 6. Go there with a positive attitude, but don't change who you are. What you give is what you receive, is what we hope. So if you go there with positive energy, we will hope that you will get positive energy back, right? But in that process, don't change who you are. Don't be a toe licker. You know what I mean? Don't be that person who's sucking up to people because you want everyone to like them. No. Be nice, be polite, be positive, but also be assertive. You understand? Some people are going to test you because you knew they know, okay, they'll get away with asking you to do things that are unnecessary. And so sometimes you'll feel like you're in a position that you're being tested in. Learn to keep quiet. For me, that's the best. Don't start unnecessary conflicts. For me, I'm the type of person who's very extroverted. And so, but one thing I always do, if I come into a place that I don't know, I'm quiet and I suss out the situation. Because I need to know who it is that I can trust and who I can't trust. You understand? But go there with a positive energy, but also be assertive. So I set that from the get-go so that people knew about don't test me with that. Relax. Don't do that. So for me, those are the tips. I think that's the last one that I wrote down. Yeah, that's the last one that I wrote down. And just whatever you do, keep the attitude and do something that you're able to maintain, right? So I think just being yourself from the get-go helps things further along. Some people will not like you. Some people will. It's not a Makoti thing. It's not a uHota thing. It's not a village thing. It's a people thing. Everywhere you go, that's the same. If you start a new job, if you enter a new friendship circle, you always have to suss out who's here for me and who's here who's not for me. You learn as you go. Same principle. You coming into a family, into a family that you don't know, and you'll see that your immediate family is fine. It's always the extended people, the people from the side, the ones that are watching from the back that want to come in and spoil things for you. So don't let them determine how you feel about the whole experience, because your immediate family is taking care of you, okay? So be able to just, you know, separate the two. But anyways, I'm babbling for way too long. those are my tips and trips. Yo, those are my tips and tricks on uHota, or even surviving umcimbi wakho. I hope those help, and thank you once again, guys, for watching. Makoti Diaries are definitely gonna keep coming as we go. But as I said, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers who've been here from the very beginning. Please comment any of your tips and tricks. Comment any stories that you have from when you how you met your husband. I'd like to get to know you guys a bit better. And yeah, man, let's see each other on the next one next week Friday. Bye.